Good evening, I'm Mark C. with the CBC Sports World. Nichols, Bacon, Combermere are slightly ahead of Queen's College after day 2 of this year's Lime Under 15 final, having collected the valuable first innings lead at the Desmond Haynes Oval today. Scoring 129 for a 5 in their first innings, Queen's College failed to restrict the Combermerians below that total after they resumed on 4 without loss. CBC's Sean Green reports on some of the day's play.
After Combermere had taken over the first innings lead without any fuss, skipper Zidane Clark and Jonathan Dougling took them to 165 for 4, a lead of 36. Dijon Hunt and Nico Reefer were the ones opening for QC, batting the second time. And look at this, off the very first ball of the innings, caressed through the offside to get off the mark in fine style. He tries to go over mid-off with this one and is almost dismissed, dropping just short of the fielder. Matthew Ford to Reefer. Matthew Ford to the cover boundary, through the field and into the ropes. He also remained on the back foot for this one and cracked it through wideish long on for 4 more. His quiet partner Hunt didn't last too long. He was caught off the bowling of Indal Persad, 28 for 1. Reefer was still hitting hard, but sometimes the field was difficult to penetrate. New batsman Jamal Burke survived a scare early in his innings when the appeal went up for a caught behind down the leg side. All the hands went up at set for the most important one, and he lives to fight another day. And his gritty time at the crease continued. A mix-up here, and the batsman is stranded, but the fielder misses. And after that near mishap, singles became the order of the evening as QC went on to reach 48 for 1 at the close. Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Sean. And play on the final day begins at 10 a.m. In more cricket news, Barbados grabbed a massive 181-run victory today in the WICB Regional Women's Super 50 tournament being played in Trinidad and Tobago. The Bajan women kept their unbeaten run going after defeating the Windward Islands North in round 4 at Caldrack. Barbados won the toss and made 201 in 44.2 overs. They rode on a 65 from Kishana Knight and a 62 from Melissa Howard. Roylene Cooper took 5 for 31. In reply, Windward Islands North were dismissed for just 20, with Sakira Selman taking 6 for 10, including a hat-trick, and Shamelia Connell 4 for 8. Barbados are still in search for their first victory at the Netball World Cup in Australia. The Bajan Gems suffered their 5th straight defeat last night, going down to Fiji 48-37. Barbados were led by goal shooter Faye Seeley with 12 of 15, while at the goal attack position, Nikita Pigott had 9 of 12 and Shanika Wharton 4 of 5. Barbados' final qualification game is against Sri Lanka, and it is scheduled to be aired on MTTV's Digital Sports Max from 2:20 in the morning. Pan American International Insurance Warrens are into the finals of the BABA Co-Operators General Insurance Premier League basketball competition. We'll have full highlights of the game later during CBC Sports at 8:30 on TV8. Warrens defeated Station Hill Cavaliers in that decisive Game 3 of that semifinal series at the Wildy Gym 81-70, and they'll now take on Orange 3 Pinelands in the finals. Warrens never trailed in the contest, taking the first quarter 18-14, the second at 35-30, and the third 60-58, before pulling away in the fourth to win by 11 points. Pearson Griffith led the way for Warrens with 21, while Andrea Lockhart chipped in with 16, Dario Cumberbatch with 13. The Cavs had 5 players in double figures, with Darren Hunt top scoring with a team-high 16. And as I said, we'll have an extensive report on the game during CBC Sports at 8:30. Now, the best of 5 final series begins tomorrow at the gym. The cricket fraternity bid farewell to one of their stalwarts as the late Captain Peter Short was laid to rest today. Captain Short passed away recently after a brief illness, and his funeral service at the St. George Parish Church reminded many of his great work to help develop cricket. CBC's Damien Best reports.
A life of service. Words echoed by many who knew the late Captain Peter Short, the former commentator, West Indies Cricket Board and Barbados Cricket Association president, was laid to rest today following a service of thanksgiving at the St. George Parish Church. Members of his beloved Wanderers Cricket Club, both former and present, were in attendance, along with representatives of the WICB and cricket legends of Barbados. Captain Short's achievements over the decades of service at the helm of Barbados cricket were many.
During his tenure, the BCA took the radical step to introduce the instant money game, which was hugely successful. The profits generated funded much of the infrastructural development of Kensington Oval. Another success during his 20 years was the selling of 25-year memberships for seating in a yet-to-be-built stand. This resulted in the construction of the Whirl Weeks and Walcott stand at little or no cost to the BCA.
Well, his contribution to cricket is well documented, but Captain Short's greatest love was family.
He was such a kind and courteous individual who was always willing to give someone the time of day, whether it was to offer advice or just lend an ear. He always had a story to share, and as you can imagine, he had some remarkable stories. But most importantly is that he never let us believe or made us feel that anything else in his life came before his family. And I think I speak on behalf of all of us, and especially the grandchildren, when I say how proud we are of him and that he's given us such an incredible role model to look up to all these years.
Reverend John Rogers encouraged those gathered to live a life of service, not only to God, but to their communities.
Today, as we reflect on our brother's life, it also gives us the opportunity to reflect on his institutional service, be it in the military or in the cricket fraternity. And perhaps it ought to be an opportunity for those who head cricketing institutions in our country, in our region, to ask themselves, what is my purpose here? Because ultimately, true service to God doesn't lie in the perfunctory. It doesn't lie in simply doing something. It lies in genuine service. It lies in pouring out of ourselves and looking beyond ourselves for the betterment of humanity.
Captain Peter Short, laid to rest at the age of 89, leaves to mourn his son Walter, daughters Sally and Susan, and 4 grandchildren. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
When a counselor asked how much my husband drinks, I said, not that much. I don't know why I said that. He always drank too much. But I guess I'm so used to keeping it a secret